There is a secret power that governs the unfolding of your life, a power that few have ever been taught to truly understand. It is not in the physical effort, nor in the memorized affirmations, nor in the relentless toil of the outer man. The key, the door, the mystery that unlocks the world you long for lies within you, and I will teach you how to feel it. All creation begins in the unseen. The world you experience today was first felt within you long before you ever touched it. The people who walk into your life, the opportunities you attract, the abundance or lack you encounter, all first had their origin in your emotional landscape. The world is yourself pushed out. What you feel deeply, consistently, and with conviction, that is what becomes your experience. Most have been taught to react to what they see, but not many understand that they are creators, not reactors. You are not here to merely observe life, you are here to author it. But to do so, you must feel it before you see it. You must become acquainted with the emotional signature of your desire so deeply that it becomes a part of your being, so much so that the outer world has no choice but to bend to your inner vision. The first step is imagination, but not the kind of imagination that daydreams lightly and leaves you empty. I speak of the sacred imagination, the kind that fuses with feeling and gives birth to reality. Close your eyes and withdraw from the sensory world, for what you see with your eyes can deceive you. You must look not with the eyes of the flesh, but with the eyes of spirit. Imagine, clearly and vividly, the scene that would imply your desire has already been fulfilled. See it, yes, but more importantly, feel it. If it is love you seek, do not seek the person. Feel the love. Feel what it would be like to have a life completely immersed in the companionship, warmth, laughter, and ease of true connection. Don't ask where they are or when they will come. Become the vibration of love itself. Saturate your being in the feeling of it, and love will find you because it recognizes its own frequency. The feeling is the secret. You do not need to beg for what is already yours in spirit. You simply need to assume that it is already done. Assumption is not wishful thinking. It is a bold and quiet confidence that dares to act as if the desire is already realized. The outer world will catch up to your inner stance. But first, you must dwell in the emotional atmosphere of your fulfilled desire until it becomes more real to you than what your eyes see. There is no power in repeating words unless those words are soaked in feeling. You could speak of abundance while feeling broke, and your words will mean nothing. But speak not a word, and walk in the inner dignity of one who knows they are supported, and you will find provision flowing to you in ways the mind cannot comprehend. Life does not respond to what you say, it responds to what you feel as true. This is not theory, this is law. The world is responding to your inner assumptions every single moment. When you assume poverty, even if only emotionally, lack becomes your portion. When you assume failure, doors close around you. But when you dare to assume victory, abundance, healing, and love, and you feel them as though they are here now, the entire universe begins to reorganize itself in accordance with your state of being. But here is the danger. Most do not persist in their assumption. They feel the truth of their desire for a moment, only to be pulled back by appearances. They allow the five senses to dictate their faith. They feel abundance in the quiet of their room, then go outside and see bills and let fear steal what was planted in the secret place. You must persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is the only work required of you. To persist not by effort of the flesh, but by rest of the soul. When you learn to rest in the state of your desire fulfilled, you are not being passive. You are commanding reality. The state you occupy is the seed you plant. And every seed brings forth after its own kind. You do not need to strive to create the harvest. You need only to plant the right seed and trust the law. You are always feeling something. The question is, are you feeling in harmony with what you want or what you fear? Feeling is prayer, and most people pray for what they don't want by giving more attention to worry, doubt, lack, or resentment. They don't realize they are praying in reverse. Every emotion is a signal sent into the field of creation. Every persistent emotional state is a mold in which your life will be poured. So I say again, I will teach you how to feel it. Begin by identifying what you truly desire, not what the world says you should want, but what makes your heart come alive. Then go within, in the quiet of your room or in the stillness of the night. Close your eyes and begin to build the scene. Use all your senses, but focus especially on the feeling. What would it feel like if your desire were true now? Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. If it is a home you desire, don't imagine buying it. Imagine living in it. See the light coming through the window. Feel the wood of the floor beneath your feet. Smell the air. Hear the laughter echoing in the walls. Let your emotions dance in the reality of that space, and do so until it moves you deeply. When it stirs your emotions, you have touched the creative point. Do this not once, but daily. And do not do it with strain or desperation. Do it with joy, do it with assurance. Let it become a holy moment between you and the unseen, and then go about your day not with worry, but with gratitude. Gratitude is the evidence that you believe it is already done. Walk like it, speak like it. Move through life with the quiet dignity of one who knows they are already who they chose to be. There will be moments when doubt whispers, when nothing seems to change and the old world still stares you in the face. This is the test. This is the crossroads. You must choose again. Do not bow to appearances. Appearances are echoes of old emotions. They are not prophecy. They are residue. Your true reality is the state you dwell in emotionally now. Refuse to be shaken. Return again and again to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Even if the outer world seems to mock you, remain faithful to your inner vision. The moment you feel it real, you claim it. The moment you persist in that feeling, you give it life. And when you learn to remain in that state without needing proof, the proof will come. Do not confuse effort with faith. Faith is not loud. Faith is not frantic. Faith is not anxious. Faith is rest. Faith is knowing that what you have imagined and felt is more real than what you see. Faith is walking through the desert while feeling the rain. It is standing in the dark while rejoicing in the sunrise. It is being still and knowing that all is already yours. When you master the art of feeling, you master life. You become the conductor of your own symphony, the painter of your own canvas, the author of your own book. You no longer wait for permission or validation. You no longer need to manipulate circumstances. You simply dwell in the emotional state that matches your desire and let life respond accordingly. It is not about how big the desire is. The law does not recognize size. It only recognizes frequency. Whether you desire a cup of coffee or a castle by the sea, the process is the same. Feel it, believe it, rest in it, persist in it, and it shall be. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your failures. You are the operant power in your world. What you accept emotionally, you experience physically. What you feel to be true, you manifest. So I ask you, what are you feeling? Are you feeling fear or faith? Are you feeling lack or abundance? Are you feeling loneliness or connection? Whatever you feel, you are fertilizing. Make no mistake, your life will always reflect the dominant feeling of your heart. So feel wisely, feel deliberately, feel courageously, step into the atmosphere of your desire, Marinate in the mood of it. Wrap yourself in the garment of its joy, its peace, its fulfillment. Do it not as a task, but as a joy. Make it your inner dwelling place, and from that secret place, life will blossom around you in perfect harmony. I will teach you how to feel it, but only you can choose to feel it, and when you do, everything changes. For the world is nothing more than your feeling made visible, and so it is. The secret you hold, the one you are only beginning to grasp, is the key to shaping the life you have always dreamed of. This is not about convincing the world to give you what you want. It is about convincing yourself that you already have it. When you feel something deeply and consistently, you summon it into existence. You give it shape in the invisible, and the visible must follow. There is no other way. Every moment you spend dwelling in the state of lack, of worry, of anxiety, you are using your power in reverse. You are building a reality you don't want. And this is the great tragedy. People think their feelings are just reactions, but they are the very seeds of manifestation. You are always creating, whether you are aware of it or not. You are never not shaping your future. The only question is, are you doing it intentionally? When you begin to understand this, you will become careful with your emotions. You will no longer entertain self, pity, jealousy, or fear as harmless visitors. You will see them for what they are, creators of unwanted futures. Every time you entertain a thought and feel its emotional weight, you say to the universe, "This is what I want more of." And the universe, being perfectly obedient, gives it to you. That's why I urge you to choose your feelings deliberately. Do not wait for something outside to give you permission to feel joy. Feel joy first. Don't wait to see the money to feel abundant. Feel abundant before the money arrives. That is the formula. That is the path. Feel it before it's visible, and the visible must change. But be warned, the world will try to distract you. It will try to pull you back into the old story, the familiar struggle, the comfortable misery. It will tempt you to react, but remember, reaction is surrender. Creation is decision. The one who creates does not react to the old world. He moves from within. She acts from the new assumption. And when you do this, something remarkable happens. The world bends to your inner truth. Now, this doesn't mean the results always show up instantly, but don't be deceived by time. Time is only the space between your assumption and its realization. If the seed is planted, the harvest is inevitable, unless you dig it up with doubt. So let the seed grow, water it with repetition, nurture it with praise, shelter it with trust. Feel the reality of your desire fulfilled so consistently that it becomes more real than the absence of it. Your feelings are the language of creation. Thought alone is not enough. You must feel it. You must allow the imagined scene to move your spirit. That's when creation happens. When your body reacts to a vision that only you can see, that is when you have touched the eternal. That is when you are no longer imagining, you are experiencing. Don't worry about how it will happen. That is not your work. The how is the domain of the unseen intelligence that governs all. Your only job is to dwell in the end, to feel the end as if it is already here. What would you feel if the thing you desire was no longer a question, but a fact? How would your shoulders rest? How would your voice change? How would you carry yourself in the world? Assume that posture now. Embody it now. Live as though the promise is already fulfilled, and you will see how quickly the world must rearrange itself to match your inner state. Life does not resist you, it reflects you. And if it seems to resist, it is only because you are still resisting within yourself. So give in, let go, surrender to the new version of yourself. Fall in love with the person you're becoming and feel them into existence. You are not waiting on anything but your own conviction. The moment you become fully persuaded, the world cannot help but comply. This is not arrogance, this is alignment. You are aligning your inner world with the unseen patterns of creation. You are speaking the language of the infinite, not with your mouth, but with your emotion. Even when circumstances seem impossible, remember this: reality is fluid. It is not fixed. It is ever responding to your dominant inner state. So if you can feel your way into a new assumption, even while the old reality surrounds you, you have already won. That is the narrow path. That is the way. And the beautiful thing is this: you can begin right now. You don't need to change your job or your city or your circle. You only need to change your state. Go within, shut the door, and in the stillness assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let it become your home. Let it be your dwelling place. Walk through your days as one who has already received. This is how the invisible becomes visible. This is not about faking it. This is about making it real within, pretending never changed anything, but feeling. Deep, sincere, conscious feeling changes everything. Feel it until it becomes natural. Feel it until it becomes familiar. Feel it until it becomes you. The mind may resist. It may say, but nothing has changed. Don't argue. Simply return to the feeling. Let the emotion be your anchor. Let it drown out the voices of doubt. And when you feel the inner shift, when the peace comes, when the joy arises, when the gratitude overflows, you will know that the change is already accomplished in the unseen. And from that place of peace, life becomes effortless. You are no longer chasing. Things come to you, people call, opportunities arise, paths open, not because you forced them, but because you aligned with them. The bridge of incidents unfolds naturally. You are led step by step, without strain or struggle. You are carried by your own assumption. This is how you rise, not by striving, but by feeling, not by hoping, but by assuming, not by wishing, but by knowing, and that knowing is born from repeated feeling. So take this seriously. Your emotions are sacred tools. Your feelings are instruments of divine design. Use them well. Feel on purpose. Do not let the world dictate how you feel. Dictate to the world how it must appear by controlling your emotional tone. If you stumble, if you fall into fear or frustration, don't condemn yourself. Simply return. Gently, quietly, but firmly return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. It is a muscle. Train it, and soon it will be your natural state. And what once seemed impossible will become normal. What once seemed far away will feel near. What once seemed miraculous will be your daily life. That is the power of feeling. That is the beauty of assumption. That is the gift you've been given. You are the master of your inner world. And as you master it, your outer world must obey. That is the law. That is the truth. That is the way. So feel it now. Feel it deeply. Feel it with every fiber of your being, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, for now is the only moment you will ever have, and in this moment everything can change, because when you feel it, it is already done. There is a sacred rhythm to life, and it beats within you. Every time you breathe in the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you attune yourself to that rhythm. The universe begins to echo back what you have whispered within, not because it chooses to, but because it must. Creation is mechanical in that sense. It is not governed by favoritism, but by law, and that law is governed by the intensity and consistency of your inner state. This is why the feeling is everything. The one who feels creates. The one who masters their emotional environment becomes the architect of their own reality. This is why I speak not to your intellect, but to your awareness. You must awaken from the sleep of sensory perception. Do not allow your eyes to blind you. What you see with your physical senses is the result of yesterday's emotions. You are walking through a world built by the assumptions you once held, and if you want to change the landscape of your future, you must feel now what you wish to walk in tomorrow. This is the practice, not to try and force the external, but to command the internal, and from the internal, the external has no choice but to rearrange. The world may tell you that reality is hard, facts are fixed, and that change is slow. But facts are simply frozen feelings, hardened over time through repetition, and what has been hardened can be softened, reshaped, and reformed by a new feeling. You are never trapped. You are never stuck. The moment you begin to feel differently, you shift timelines. The moment you dwell in a new emotional state, you are no longer on the same path. That is the unseen miracle. You are not at the mercy of fate. You are the potter, not the clay. You are the flame, not the smoke. But to wield this power wisely, you must remain faithful. Not faithful to the evidence of your eyes, but faithful to the unseen knowing within you. This faith is not a passive hope. It is an inner certainty. It is the decision to feel the end regardless of appearances, to smile in the face of contradiction, to rejoice in silence, to feel the celebration before the guests arrive, before the music plays, before the door opens. You must feel the applause before anyone claps. You must feel the breakthrough before it breaks through. This is how the new world comes. It is already yours. All that you seek is already finished in the unseen, but it is your feeling that draws it into form. Like pulling a picture out of the darkroom, you must hold the image steady in your heart, and that image must be emotionally charged. A flat image without feeling has no power. But a vision soaked in conviction, wrapped in joy, bathed in peace. That vision becomes a living reality. So many walk around with dead images in their minds, goals they speak of, dreams they once had. But there is no life in them because they do not feel them anymore. The emotional connection has been lost, but the moment you breathe feeling back into it, it begins to rise again. It is resurrected. Nothing is truly dead in your world unless you stop feeling it, and nothing is out of reach if you can feel it with life again. Even in the quietest moments, you are shaping something. Your silent emotions are not wasted. Your inner world is not still, even when your body is. There is a vibration, a pulse, a hum, constantly attracting, aligning, drawing to you what you have accepted emotionally as real. And once you accept it inwardly, you cannot avoid it outwardly. That is the promise. That is the guarantee. Some will say, I have tried this, and it did not work. But trying is not the same as feeling. Hoping is not the same as knowing. Wishing is not the same as embodying. You must go beyond trial. You must live it. You must breathe it. You must make it your atmosphere, not once, not twice, but until the inner world becomes so rich that the outer world must catch up or be left behind. Do not ask for signs. You are the sign. Your feeling is the sign. Your peace is the proof. If you feel it real, it is done. Your body knows. The moment you touch a real feeling, even in the invisible, your body reacts. The breath deepens, the shoulders drop, a calm comes over you. That is the evidence. That is the truth. The body cannot lie. When you feel something is real, the body testifies. And when you dwell in that feeling long enough and consistently enough, the outer world bows to your inner conviction. What you desire is not far from you. It is only a feeling away. This is the great revelation, that no matter where you stand right now, you are only one emotional shift from a new life. Not 10 years of struggle, not a lifetime of waiting, just one deep, honest, consistent emotional change. And once you touch it, once you dwell in it, once you make it your home, the new life must come. It is not optional. So I ask you to examine yourself, not to condemn, but to become aware. What is your dominant feeling? What is the emotional tone of your life? Are you mostly worried or mostly peaceful? Are you mostly needy or mostly fulfilled? Do you move through your day feeling like it is already done, or do you feel like you're still chasing it? Be honest, for your life will always mirror the truth of what you feel most often. You don't need to feel perfect all the time. This is not about suppressing emotion. It is about choosing your focus. When you notice yourself drifting into fear, gently return to the feeling of fulfillment. Don't force it. Feel it softly. Let it rise naturally. Remember the scene you have chosen. Enter it again. Smell the air. Hear the sounds. Let your heart respond. That is the work, and that work is enough. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. What was once foreign becomes familiar. What was once a fantasy becomes your foundation. You begin to live from the inside out. You begin to realize that everything is responding to you, not the version you pretend to be, but the version you feel yourself to be. And the moment you shift who you are within, everything must respond. People treat you differently. Circumstances change. Doors open. Why? Because you changed your emotional address, and now the mail of life is coming to your new location. This is the art of inner mastery. To be able to feel peace when there is chaos, to feel abundance when there is lack, to feel love when there is loneliness, to feel health when there is sickness. This is not denial. It is dominion. It is claiming your power as a creator. It is saying, I do not wait to feel better. I choose to feel from the place of my desired reality now. And that choice moves mountains. You are not at the mercy of emotions. You are their master. And when you master your feeling, you master the universe. This is not about feeling good all the time. It is about feeling right, feeling aligned, feeling deliberately, feeling from the end, and the end is always good, always whole, always complete. So begin now. Right here in this moment, close your eyes and let the feeling of your desire fulfilled rise within you. Don't force it. Let it come like a gentle wave. Let it move through your chest, your heart, your belly. Let it breathe for you. Let it smile through you. Let it settle deep inside you until you know that what you desire is already yours. And then hold it, carry it, live from it, trust it. And soon you will not be wondering when it will happen. You will be living as if it already has. Because in truth it already has. All that remains is the unfolding of the path and the joy of walking it. When you feel it, you claim it. When you persist in it, you possess it. When you live from it, you become it. And so it is. So now, you understand, creation begins and ends with feeling. It is not your effort, not your struggle, not your waiting that brings your desires into form, but the depth and consistency of your inner state. What you feel as real becomes your reality. You are not hoping for a miracle. You are becoming the miracle. You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. And as you dwell in the emotional certainty of your desire fulfilled, life cannot help but yield to your assumption. This is not theory, this is law. What you accept within, you express without. You do not need to beg or chase or plead. You need only to feel with intention, to feel with devotion, to feel until your entire being vibrates in harmony with the world you desire to see. Because when you feel it real, it is real, and the world will rise to meet your vision. So live from the end, walk in the joy of completion, rest in the peace of already having it. Let the feeling of fulfillment saturate every thought, every breath, every step. Let it become your atmosphere, and as you do, everything around you will begin to reflect that inner truth. This is the gift, this is the way, and now that you know how to feel it, there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. Feel it now, and it is already yours.